Welcome to Heard It Here First. I am Rafiq, and today I have Malachi the Great.
Yo, what's up, baby?
We got tournament talk, baby.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Michigan State Spartans, Big Ten regular season champs, Big Ten tournament champs, and still didn't get a number one seed. But we'll talk about all that and more in just a little bit. And we're going to start out with actually going through the bracket. So, Malachi, do you have your bracket in front of you?
I do have my bracket right in front of me.
And I have my bracket as well. We will start out here. Before we start out doing the brackets, I want to say you can catch us on Google Play, the iTunes Store, Stitcher Radio. Give us 5 stars, please. We need to do it to continue this broadcast. And please subscribe in each of those venues.
If you do not give us 5 stars, I will delete your Fortnite account.
Uh-oh. That's big talk right there. That's big talk. All right. So with that, we have the East bracket. And let's go team by team. So the first team in the bracket is Duke versus the winner. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, let's do the play-in, the first four. All right, so we got North Carolina Central versus North Dakota State. Who you got on that one?
I mean, what's it called does have a very good basketball team, NC Central. They have a decent team.
Okay.
They're nothing super special, but they're a decent team. And North Dakota State, I couldn't tell you a single player on that team.
Okay.
I know who South Dakota State has. They have the one big boy, Mike Daum, I think is his name.
Okay.
I do know who that is. I don't know anybody else on that team.
So that's South Dakota. Unfortunately, we don't have them at this time. So with North Dakota, who do you have between them and NC Central?
It could really go either way. Probably, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you a single player on this team. You know what? NC Central for the culture.
You're going NC Central. You know, I'm actually going to lean towards North Dakota State. I've seen them in the tournament before. I can't remember the last time North Dakota State was in the tournament.
I just know South Dakota State be in there.
South Dakota. Yes, I do remember South Dakota State. In fact, I think they won a game or two. But I'm going to go with the guys that rarely get there. This is the first time the Bison will be one of the first 4 games. The Bison will be making their 4th NCAA tournament appearance overall and their 3rd trip to the big dance in the past 6 seasons.
So you're gonna pick North Dakota State?
They gonna
pick them over the HBCU like that? I'm
gonna pick them, man. They got tournament experience. They got veteran leadership. They're gonna do it. They're gonna shock the world in North Dakota State, the number 16 seed. All right, out of the East. Out of also the East, we got a tough matchup. I think this is a future Maryland opponent. Belmont versus Temple.
Belmont.
11 seed. Belmont. Feel strong about Belmont. Why is that?
Belmont. Here's why. Here's why I'm picking Belmont. When's the last time you seen Belmont not make the tournament?
I don't know. Did they make it last year?
They made it last year. And I think they almost beat Michigan State last year.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think was that Belmont that gave y'all the trouble last year? I think it was.
It could have been. I don't really know. I
don't beat Belmont by like 1 last year.
Belmont? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think y'all played Belmont.
Let me see here. I don't really think Belmont played uh Virginia,
I think they played somebody last year
but
and they
I
almost
don't
beat.
think but I don't think that Belmont played Michigan State last year. They played them in 2016.
No, I'm talking about in the tournament. I think they almost beat Michigan State.
So we were the number 4 seed and they were 13 and we beat them 74-60 in 2016. Uh we were led that way. Let's see. We had a late 2-0 run and a 10-0 run. And that was women's games. That was Aerial Powers with 27. That's the women. I don't even know. Doesn't even matter. I'm going with the Belmont. Are they the Belmont Bulldogs?
The Belmont
Bruins.
Bruins.
Belmont Bruins. I'm going Belmont Bruins. All right. Fairleigh Dickinson versus Prairie View. I'm going to go shocking the world with the Prairie View. I think they're the Bulldogs, right? Let me see.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Prairie View too because if I don't know where the school is, all right, we'll have a problem. I don't know where Fairleigh Dickinson is whatsoever.
Fairleigh Dickinson is in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they I think so. Hold on, let me see. Fairleigh Dickinson is
They're the Prairie View Panthers. That's what I'm picking.
Prairie View. Oh, they're in they're all in New Jersey. So I don't know which one it is, but they're in New Jersey. It appears. I thought that they were not. I thought they were in Pennsylvania.
I thought they were irrelevant.
They're in Teaneck, New Jersey. The Isley Brothers sailing. Yeah, that's where they are. Okay. I'm going to go Summer Breeze. I'm going to go with the Prairie View Panthers. Show up, baby. I think they from the MEAC. And then we got Arizona State, home of James Harden, versus Chris Mullins, St. John's.
Red Storm.
The Red Storm.
I'm going to pick the Red Storm.
I'm leaning toward
the thing about my bracket is it's always subject to change because I see more and more stuff come out that makes me switch. I'm not confident about that no more.
Wow, well, they're second in the Pac-12.
I will switch it like maybe 2-3 times before the actual tournament starts.
Well, you know what? I'm all about solo bracket.
I did that to Loyola Chicago last year. I had them going to the second round and I redid it and I was like, you know what? They're an elite 8 team.
You know what? They got a guy named Remy Martin on their team. So I'm going with Arizona, second in the Pac-12. That says a lot, man, if you're second in the Pac-12.
Man, the Pac-12 kind of sucks right now.
Yeah, but man, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good.
They're not that good right now. They're like really not that good. Who was the Pac-12 champion?
It was Washington, and then Washington
wasn't very good at all.
Well, they lost to the Bobo-less Oregon Ducks.
They're not good either.
I'm going with Arizona State. I believe in them. All right. We got the East. We got the West. First 4 is done. North Dakota State for me. The Prairie View Panthers. We got Belmont Bruins and the Arizona State Devils.
Sun Devils. My picks are the NC Central. I have Prairie View, Belmont, and St. John's.
Okay. All right. Now we're moving on to the varsity. That was the JV. We're moving on to the varsity.
Call them JV.
That was the JV.
This is 11. They call them JV.
The JV plays at 6 o'clock. The varsity play at 7.
Said the varsity.
All right. So now we got the number 1. I believe this is the number 1 overall team in Duke versus I have North Dakota State. You have NC Central. Who do you have for that?
I'm picking NC. No. Never. We're right. We're already writing Duke on the paper to like the Elite Eight.
Okay.
We're already putting them in the Elite Eight.
So you got. I'm gonna go with you on that. We're gonna go with the Blue Devils. Tough matchup between the Virginia Commonwealth University squad and Central Florida with Taco Fall. 7 foot, what, 5? Is that what he is?
7'6".
7'6". Ooh. What you going there? Taco Fall or you going VCU?
VCU or what's it called? Didn't really impress me in the tournament.
Who was that?
UCF. They didn't really show me nothing.
Okay.
And what's it called? Didn't really show me nothing either. VCU, because they lost too.
Okay.
So, but VCU is usually the better team. So I'm gonna pick VCU.
I'm going with Mr. Fall. I want to see him. I want to see him get yammed on by Zion. So I'm going with Mr. Fall and the UCF, whatever they're called.
The UCF, shoot, what are they even called? I don't even remember.
Yeah, UCF.
UCF basketball. The Knights.
UCF.
Oh, I didn't know Johnny Dawkins was the coach.
Okay. Johnny Dawkins, former Piston, the left-hander. Duke alum. All right, we got Mississippi State 5'12". Ooh, be careful with your 5'12s. Your 5'12s are statistically they are proven to be. Yeah, man. Yeah, the 5'12 upset percentage. Let's see what it is, because I think it's the highest of all of the. So you have to watch out for your 5'12s.
Oh, I didn't know UCF ain't made the tournament in 14 years. That might affect my bracket.
Wow. So the 12 seeds are 12-3-1 against the spread, but that's the spread though. Oh, that's an 18-18 straight up record. That's just against the spread though. I don't really care about the spread. So 5-12. I gotta go with Mississippi State on this one though. I'm not seeing an upset here at this point in time. What about you?
Liberty.
Ooh, you going Liberty. Okay.
We picking the Flames.
I'm going Mississippi State on this one. Okay, we'll see Liberty.
We're picking everybody's favorite Christian university.
Okay, all right. We got Liberty, which is just over there in Virginia.
In the world of Christians, Jesus always wins.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna have Jesus's favorite team going.
Jesus' favorite team.
Then right down the road from Liberty is Virginia Tech versus the Billikens of St. Louis. I have not seen St. Louis play since the Blues with Larry Hughes. So I gotta go with Vernell Coles' favorite school and go with the Virginia Tech Hokies.
I'm gonna pick the Hokies too.
Yeah, I can't see.
It's only right we pick the Hokies.
The Hokies. And then we've got your favorite school, the second team, the JV of the Big Ten, the Maryland Terrapins. They're not the JV, but
that's Northwestern.
That's true. That's Northwestern. I say Maryland is the B team. They're the B team. They can shock you. When they got great size, they got a lot of youth. But I think that they can have an impact in this tournament. I think they got probably the best center in college basketball. But their backcourt, Anthony Cowan. I told you that on a couple of other broadcasts. Anthony Cowan, he doesn't deliver.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got all the skills to deliver, but he doesn't deliver. But I say against Belmont, you say against Belmont, we're gonna go both with UMD. Now,
Actually, I'm gonna go with Belmont.
you going with Belmont over Maryland?
Yep.
And why is that? That is unbelievable. Why is that? That is
I'm not confident. As a fan, I'm not confident.
Belmont?
Belmont. Yeah. I'm picking Belmont. Belmont handily beat John Morant this year. They swept Lipscomb and they beat UCLA this year. I don't think Maryland's beating anybody on those levels.
Well, first of all, UCLA, they're gonna be probably a 10th seed in the NIT. since Lonzo and them boys sent them going down the drain last year. Not Lonzo. What's the other boy? Leangelo. Yeah, he went over to China and just messed up their whole squad. So no, I mean, hooray to Belmont, try hard squad. I can't see it happening. But if you're gonna go with them, you're gonna go with them. I'm going with University of Maryland. But for the 314, for the Will Wadeless, LSU, Ben Simmons, Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Jackson, Tigers, I'm going with the Yaleys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Yale. 14 over the 3. Calling it now. Yale. What are they? The Yale Bulldogs? What are they called?
Yale Bulldogs, I think.
The Yale Bulldogs. I think I'm going to go with Yale. And you know why I'm going with Yale. They got everybody's favorite player, Bobby
The third.
The third. Not the real Bobby Fields, but, a capable stand-in. So I'm going with LSU. With Yale. Who you going with?
Picking Yale because they don't have. Well, Javante can play, but they lost in first round to. Who did they lose to again? Florida.
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah, that's bad. I'm picking Yale.
Yeah, man, they ain't going that far. In fact, they probably didn't even want to give them a 3 seed, but they had a good record through the year. If they could have given them a 4 or 5, I think they would have, but they, that wouldn't have been right with the competition winning the regular season title in the SEC. But they're on the way down, man. They would lose. They would lose to anybody in America, man. I think they got a backup coach who looked like he can't get them organized enough to win. So I'm going with Yale. For Louisville, Minnesota, I'm going with the soda. I'm going with the Golden Gophers. Minnesota Golden Gophers, because they are out of the Big Ten. So the 10th seed, Golden Gophers, Michael Thompson, Kevin McHale, and that's about all I can name out of Minnesota. They're going to defeat the Louisville Cardinals, who are a sinking ship after Rick Pitino and his crew got out of there. Yeah, man. It's an easy pick for me. Golden Gophers are only ranked 10 because they had to go through the tough gauntlet of the Big Ten. So I will I'm gonna go with Soda. What about you?
Minnesota. I'm picking
Minnesota. And then we got their Big Ten or regular season champions, the Big Ten tournament champions, the Big Ten player of the year, and the Big Ten sixth man of the year, Michigan State University Spartans. Man up. We going with MSU. Bradley, I don't even know if Bradley's had an NBA player come out of there.
Yeah, they have.
Who they had?
You ever heard of Chet Walker?
Chet Walker. Yeah.
Chet Walker, he used to play on the Bulls and the Sixers, and he's an all-star. He's multiple time all-star.
Okay.
I think he's Hall of Fame. Oh, what's his name counting out of Bradley? Hersey Hawkins.
The Hawk. Yes, he was the third pick in the draft. We also had Anthony Parker. Had Patrick O'Brien. Anthony Parker was a first-round pick. Hersey Hawkins. Danny Granger. came out of Bradley. So they've had some good players, man. They got some good players. I remember when Danny Granger was there, he really did a lot for those guys. He really pushed them forward. So yeah, but Hershey Hawkins was the man. He was the man. But yeah, Bradley, they're going down. All right.
Wait, actually, Bradley.
That would be a mistake at this point.
Because here's why. Michigan State tends to ruin my bracket, all right? And so, if they're going to ruin my bracket, I want them to do it right. I want to be wrong. I want to be in the wrong and say that Michigan State loses. So, I can't look bad when they win.
I wouldn't do it at this point. Not saying Michigan State won't let you down, but I wouldn't do it at this point. They're not losing to Bradley. They have too much at this point. They have too much depth. Now, last year, when you just have the star players, and if those star players couldn't get it going, then yeah, I definitely can see why you would do that, but not this year. They're too deep this year. So I wouldn't go with that. Not right now.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why you may think that something would happen, but not at this point in time. I wouldn't do it. But feel free. You want to go with Bradley instead?
For right now, I'm gonna do it. I might change it later, but I can see it in my head. I can see Bradley possibly beating Michigan State.
Okay. All right. We'll keep that in mind when we move on to the second round. Now, in the field of 32 from the West, we have Gonzaga versus Prairie View A&M. What do you think is going to happen there?
Gonzaga beats them by like 30.
I think it's Gonzaga. They got too much talent for Prairie View. Prairie View didn't even have a good record this year.
They have everybody's favorite player, Roy Hachimura.
Yeah.
Rue. Is it Roy or is it Rue?
It's Roy.
Is it Roy?
Yeah. Hachimura. Well, Prairie View, 17-1 in the SWAC, 22-12 overall, 11-0 at home, 9-12. They own a 11-game winning streak. Did you hear me? 11-game winning streak. They are primed and ready to do it. They lost to Baylor by 11. They lost to give you some other teams. They lost to Winthrop by 14. They lost. Let's see, who else did they play that you would know? That's pretty much it. But they rolled Alcorn State by 98-64. Came right back and beat them 86-66. They beat Grambling 81-71. They beat Texas Southern, Mike Davis's old school, 92-86 for the SWAC tournament title. You don't think they have a chance against you don't think they got a chance against Gonzaga? Neither do I. Neither do I. But a cup of coffee in a tournament is better than anything else. Now, we got the Jim Boeheim 2-3 zone killers. They beat Michigan State last year versus the Baylor
Bears.
Baylor Bears that have been going through a number of trials and tribulations coming from their football program.
I'm already picking Syracuse.
I'm going Syracuse. I think the 2-3 zone is effective in the tournament because you have to prepare for it, and it takes you some time to prepare for it. And good players can beat it, but if they just spring it on you, it is awfully tough to really get up for them. So I'm going with the Qs on that. Now, my favorite matchup. Woo, John Morant.
Murray State.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
Yeah, Murray State.
They've got on their team. These boys can hoop, man. Let me tell you, you need to look out for the little point guard that is out of
Marcus Howard.
Marcus Howard. This dude is the truth. You hear me? I'm talking dropping 50 on cats at 5'11". He is so cold, man. Comes out of Finley Prep. Ja Morant versus Marcus Howard is the best NCAA tournament one-on-one matchup. Let me tell you, the brother is bad. He will be in the NBA this year or next year. He's averaging 33.6 minutes a night. He giving you 25 points, 4 assists.
He dropped 53 once this year against Creighton.
I'm telling you, truth. 89 from the line, 41 from three, and shoots 42% overall. He averaged 20 a game last year. His last 5 games against the Hall, 21, St. John's, 30, Georgetown, 28, Seton Hall, a loss. He only had 6. Before that, 33 versus Creighton. Okay, let's go with some game highs. He gave Kansas State at that time was number 12. He gave him 45. Buffalo was number 14 at that time. He gave them 45. Creighton in overtime, he gave him 53. And then he gave Xavier 31. Butler 32. Villanova, who was 14th in the country, in which Marquette beat him by 1, he gave him 38. DePaul 36. Creighton, they lost by 6, 33. The Johnnies 30. Your man is 5'11", 175, and is the truth. You hear me? Truth. He gave Bethune-Cookman 37. He only gave UMBC 15 because they won 67 to 42. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, this dude is the truth, bro. I'm telling you. When he gave Creighton 53, it was 15 of 26 in 43 minutes, 10 of 14 from 3, 13 of 15 from the line. So anytime you can get over 10 foul shots and 10 three-pointers, you are really doing a great job. The only negative in that game, 9 TOs, baby. We got to hold on to the rock, okay? He had 8 turnovers versus DePaul, 7 versus Butler, 9. But overall, he did pretty good. I'm telling you, this dude is bad. He's better than Ja Morant. I'm going with the Marquette Golden Eagles, baby. Mm-hmm. Marquette, this dude is so cold. All right, who you got? Murray State?
Yep.
All right, we're going to see, man. Why you going Murray State? Who do they got?
They get Ja Moranted. That needs to be a term, getting Ja Moranted. They're like, oh my God, we played a small school, but we got Ja Moranted. That needs to be a term.
Well, what about the 5'11" Marcus Howard? He giving you 25.
Non-threat against Ja Morant. The 6'4" Ja Morant.
Okay. All right. Now, when the little dude come out here and put his work in, don't say I ain't told you, man, because this dude is cold. He's the Big East Player of the Year, man. Big East Player of the Year. You hear me? This dude is an expert at getting buckets. I'm telling you, don't sleep. This is gonna be your mom's favorite player in just 2 years in the league. All right, Florida State versus Vermont.
Florida State is the Milwaukee Bucks of college basketball. Everybody got a 7-foot wingspan or over. I'm gonna pick Florida State.
I'm gonna go with FSU. They're highly athletic, and I think that Vermont has never seen anything like them long boys they got on that team. I think a lot of Florida State. They tried to do their thing on Zion, but I think Zion was just a little too much for the bigs. But man, I like their team. I like their bigs. They got good wings. They got a bunch of different things. So I'm going with that. All right, we got Buffalo versus I've got Arizona State. You've got St. John's. Who does Buffalo have? I have no idea.
They have the one kid. I can't remember his name. Buffalo is a really, really, really good team, though.
Okay.
They were constantly ranked throughout the year. But I'm gonna pick the Red Storm, I think.
Well, Buffalo was a victim.
Buffalo beat Arizona last year, remember?
If I can get it right, my boy just gave him 45 on December 21st.
But do you remember when what's his name played the team? When they played DeAndre Ayton last year and they beat him?
Buffalo did?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Beat DeAndre Ayton. So I might have to. I'm. You know what? I'm not gonna pick the Red Storm. I'm gonna pick Buffalo.
You going Buffalo?
Yep.
I'm going with Arizona State.
I picked Buffalo to win last year against DeAndre Ayton too.
I'm going Arizona State because I believe in the second team in the Pac-12 for no other reason. Texas Tech versus Northern Kentucky or North Kentucky, one of the two. Mm-hmm. I like Texas Tech. I think they got a real good team. So I'm going to go with Texas Tech on that line. Who you going with?
Texas Tech.
All right, we got Nevada. You know Nevada, man. They got the two young boys, the two seniors. I don't know what their names are. I thought
Martins, Caleb and Cody Martin.
Yeah, I thought it was the same dude. I was like, this one guy must have 50 tonight, and there was two guys with 25. I'm going with them boys. I like Nevada. They got a good squad. They lost in their little conference tournament, and they wanted to beat everybody up in the room, going to the locker room. I like that tenacity, that scrappiness. You know, they want to fight the police. They want to fight the other team. I like that. It's gonna take them a long way. They're gonna beat Florida. Who you got?
I'm gonna pick Nevada.
Yeah, I like the
They're mad. They lost. They're going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to fight everybody. All right, Michigan versus Montana. Is that even worth mentioning?
No.
All right, we're going with Michigan on that one. Now, going over to the Virginia Cavaliers. Last year's number 1 overall seed in the tournament who went down to the UMBC
Golden Retrievers.
The Golden Retrievers. I call them everybody's a Bulldogs to me. Everybody's a Bulldog if I don't know who you are. Now, ranking the teams according to CBS Sportsline. Ranking the teams in the NCAA tournament for 2019. Mm-hmm. Guess who is the number 1 overall 1 seed?
Duke.
The Virginia Cavaliers.
I thought the Duke was the overall number 1 seed.
So it's Virginia
second.
Virginia, Gonzaga, Duke, and then North Carolina is how they right?
I'm gonna pick Virginia. I want to pick Gardner Webb, but I'm gonna pick Virginia because I have hope that they might be able to do a little something.
Well, let me see who's on the Gardner Webb team. Because I really want to pick Gardner Webb. You don't know how badly I want to pick these dudes. Like, I really want to pick.
I haven't seen what kind of game they play. Because, like, you remember how UMBC beat their defense?
Yeah.
Because they had, like, a really weird team. Because they had, they played, like, a handoff offense, like, in the 60s.
Yeah, they had that one guy, the point guard, who could just
KJ Mora. Yeah, they just played a handoff game. So they would dribble around, they hand it off, dribble around, hand off, because they would like make the screener have to keep running back and forth, and they kept getting open shots. I don't know if Gardner Webb knows how to do that.
Gardner Webb, they lost to VCU, 69-57. They lost to number 16 Virginia Tech at the time.
Gardner Webb had Artis Gilmore, though. I do like that.
Shadows of the old Artis. I'm looking at their schedule this year. They beat Bob Jones University 105-37.
What?
Okay. Gardner Webb stepped up and smacked the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets 79-69. Then they came out and beat Brevard College 106-29.
Hey, look. No, look what they did. Look what they did in the tournament. They stepped up and they played in the Big South tournament and they beat number 5 High Point by 6.
Hey,
They beat the number 1 team, which was Campbell. And then they beat number 2 Radford to win the whole tournament.
they also stepped up and smacked down the Wake Forest Demon Deacons on 12/29, 73-69.
Ooh, that's kind of a big game.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, guess what? Who are we gonna pick? We're picking Virginia. All right, Gardner Webb.
I don't know, man. They beat Charleston Southern twice. They lost to High Point 87-79, but then they came back and beat them in the tournament after they smashed Longwood 66-47. I gotta go Virginia, man. But I really want to go Virginia, man. I really want these cats to beat these boys. I mean, oh my gosh, you don't know how badly I really want these guys to go down. Let me see here. Let me look at Virginia's last game. Okay. So look, they lost to Florida State 69-59. They beat NC State 76-56. Listen to the scores, though.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Louisville 73-68. They beat Syracuse by a lot, 79-53. They beat Pittsburgh 73-49. They beat the Yellow Jackets 81-51. So they played a common team. They both beat Georgia Tech. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Virginia Tech 64-58. Louisville 64-52. They don't score a lot of points. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
They beat UNC 69-61. They beat Duke, or they lost to Duke 81-71. See, if they have to score in the 70s, I think they lose.
Gardner Webb puts up about 70, in the 75 range.
They beat Wake Forest 68-45, and Gardner Webb beat Wake Forest as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they both have victories over the same teams. Let me see who else. So they only played those guys once and once. So I don't know. I don't know. Could you smell another one coming? You think they'll have their squad together this time? You think can they survive getting smoked?
78.3 points a game, and they allow 70.5. And then let's see what Virginia puts up. Virginia doesn't put up 78 points a game for sure. 71.8, and they allow 55.1.
What do you think, man?
I'm gonna pick Gardner. I'm not gonna pick Gardner Webb. I don't think they have it. Let's see who's on the team. They have their leading scorer is some dude named David Ifeanayi. What in the world? Hold on a second. How do you say that?
I'm telling you.
David Ifeanayi from Ochino High School in Orlando?
Okay.
No. Nope.
What's this? I gotta give guy.
Here's the difference. UMBC at least had Jarris Lyles, right?
He was a 6'5" man.
Jarris Lyles was, I think, a top 100 recruit in high school.
Was he?
Yeah, or he was recruited. He wasn't like he was a bum. I think he came from like somewhere in Virginia, so it wasn't like he was trash. So like they had a decent player, and he plays in the NBA right now in the G League. But these dudes ain't even CBA.
I don't know, man. They got a 6'6" center, 250 out of Orlando Christian Prep. He's a grad student, Brandon Miller. They got a 6'9", 250-pound Gabe Bryant out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Isn't that where my man is from?
Zion.
Yeah, Zion. They got a 6'8", 185-pound forward out of St. Joseph.
This team has too many freshmen. Is the problem.
Well, they got red shirt senior, 6'2", 180. 6'2", 185 from Orlando, Florida. I think that veteran leadership could be at stake here. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Virginia, but man, oh man, I would not be surprised. I'm gonna go with Virginia. I mean, I think this team is better than UMBC.
Mm-hmm.
I really do think that they're better. I mean, they got more size. They got some big guys. They got a big center in the middle. And like I said, Virginia just doesn't, they don't score a lot of points.
No, but they hold people.
They hold you down. They do hold you down. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Virginia. I'm gonna just go with them because they're the number 1 overall seed. But like I said, man, I would not be surprised if these guys did it. I mean, they beat Georgia Tech and Wake Forest in almost in back-to-back weeks, man. These are ACC guys. I mean, come on, man. Come on. All right. Ole Miss versus Oklahoma. I honestly haven't seen a single game from these guys. Why you say Ole Miss?
It sounds right.
You're going Ole Miss first.
I don't know because I haven't watched Oklahoma or Ole Miss or Ole Miss this year. But I mean, Ole Miss is not. You can't really go wrong with either one because it might be right, might be wrong.
All I remember from Oklahoma, and maybe this has changed.
Was good old Trae Young.
Well, Trae Young was passing to this dude last year who was a guard. It was him. It was 2 guys. It was Trae, and he was kicking it to this dude. I don't know what this guy's name was, but man,
There's a guard named Christian James on the squad. They do have one top 100 recruit named Christian Doolittle. 97th in his class, and 97 in the 2016 class.
6'7" and 232 out of Edmond, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
They got a brother, Kar Quaith, 6'10" and 204 from the South Sudan. I know you like the South Sudanese, Australian, Canadian, U.S. citizen, the shot maker. I just wanted to throw Thigh-Maker's name out there. That was all. I'm going to go with Oklahoma on the strength of Trae Young. Mm-hmm. Trae Young from last year. I'm still feeling Trae Young's impact a whole year later. I'm going to say Trae Young is in the building. And so I'm going with Oklahoma. The Sooners. The Boomer Sooners. That's what
right.
You going with Ole Miss?
Yeah.
All right. So
for the next game, we got number 5 Wisconsin against number 12 Oregon.
I'm going with the Ducks, man.
I'm gonna pick the Ducks. Here, I'm feeling an upset. Ethan Happett doesn't have it. He's really bad. I mean, Ethan Happett's one of the worst players I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In terms of anything.
He is he gets shots right at the rim. I mean, at the rim. Right there, 1 foot, 6 inches from the rim, and he misses it. So,
who you picking? The Oregon Ducks.
Oh yeah, I'm going Ducks, man. I'm going again, like I did with Trae Young. I'm going off of the shadow of Bol Bol. Bol in the building, gonna inspire his guys to the round of 32. So I'm going with that. UC Irvine versus K-State.
I'm gonna pick Kansas State. I heard some people be like, UC Irvine's gonna do it. I was like, nope, Kansas State. Kansas State was really good.
Now UC Irvine beat the Cal State Fullerton Titans 92-64 to finish first in the Big West. Now the Anteaters. Let's see who they have played this year. Okay, so They have played. They beat St. Mary's 80-75.
Oh my God, they're 30-5.
Yeah, man. They lost to Utah State.
Their best player is a 5'10" junior point guard. Oh my goodness.
Don't overlook this. They beat Eastern Michigan. They lost to the Butler Bulldogs. That wasn't good. They beat I'm trying to think another good team here, another good team. I'm going down.
Montana's in the tournament.
Did they beat Montana?
Yes, and did they beat Utah State? I don't think so.
They lost to Utah State.
Hawaii's a decent team.
They NIT bound, I think. They haven't really played anybody but Butler, and they lost 71-54.
They did beat Montana, which is kind of big. They beat St. Mary's.
They beat St. Mary's 80-75.
And they beat Texas A&M.
They did. They got them by 1 point. So
that's kind of big. But like
Kansas State. Let me see Kansas State.
Kansas State was ranked. Kansas State's a good team.
Well, let's see who they've played. They played some good talent. So they played let's move it down.
Oh, they Baltimore on the squad.
They lost to Marquette. Marcus Howard. They were 15th in the country. They lost to Texas Tech. 60.
They beat Iowa State and Oklahoma and Texas Tech, and they beat Kansas, and they lost Iowa State again at home.
They beat Kansas. They beat Baylor. They beat Texas. They lost to Iowa State 78-64.
They did lose to Iowa State in the tournament.
Oh man, they beat Oklahoma 68-53. Mm-hmm. They beat TCU, and that's the tournament game there. Okay. So they lost to Iowa State after they beat Iowa State 78-64, or lost to Iowa State 78-64. I'm going UC Irvine.
Ooh, that's bold. That's real bold.
UC Irvine, baby. I see it coming. Upset, baby. It sounds like Dick Vitale. Upset, woo, woo, woo. Diaper dandy, super scintillating something, whatever. I'm going UC Irvine. You going K-State?
Yeah, I'm going Kansas State.
Spirit of Michael Beasley is coming back to help out.
So now we got Villanova versus St. Mary's. I'm picking an upset.
You going St. Mary's?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, against Jay Wright, huh? Jay Wright. I think, you know what? I think this is a down year for Mr. Wright. I'm going with St. Mary's. St. Mary's. They are on a streak. They beat Gonzaga, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And Gonzaga is a number 1 seed. Oh yeah, baby. I'm going St. Mary's on that.
I'm picking the Gales.
The Gales of St. Mary's. You know, I used to ref basketball at the St. Mary's gym, so I got a little affinity for St. Mary's. Purdue versus Old Dominion.
I think Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue. They got Carson Edwards and the other 7'3" guy. I think they'll be Harms. He'll get them past Old Dominion. Iowa versus Cincinnati. I'm going Iowa. They're scrappy. They play hard. They're determined.
They're scrappy. When anybody says their players are scrappy, that means the players are white.
Well, that could be. That usually is the case. But in this term, I have to agree. They're scrappy, man. Determined. Crafty. They will themselves to win. That's like
they're in Cincinnati's in the American Conference. Let's see if they won. If they won.
I'm not really feeling Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, didn't they lose last year to Nevada or something? I think they lost to Nevada last year.
The thing about it is I'm a little partial, I must say, to the Big Ten, right? Like, if you play 20 conference games, and you finish in the top half of that conference, I'm showing you a lot of love, man. I'm showing you a lot of love. They lost to Wisconsin 72-66.
Thanks for
Michigan
that.
State. Michigan State got them by a lot. They lost to Purdue by 16. Let's see, they beat Ohio State 72-62. They got rolled by Michigan State, but they blew out Illinois. They lost to they beat Michigan. That was the big one. 74-59.
Oh, I forgot they did.
Yeah, man. They beat Michigan. They lost to Maryland by 1. They lost to Ohio State in that sense. And then some other games. They got rolled. They got rolled in the Big Ten tournament. So they did beat Illinois 83-62 before Michigan jumped up and got them 74-53. Now the Bearcats of Cincinnati, they lost to Ohio State. I'm trying to see who else did they play. UCLA, that's not really a good team. They lost to Mississippi State 70-59. They beat Wichita State, but I don't think Wichita State is really that good. Houston got them 65-58. Houston's a real big time team. They beat Taco Fall and UCF 60-55. Houston got them again 85-69. And then they went and beat Houston in the AAC tournament 69-57. So I'm still going Iowa. I'm going to go Iowa and see how that. You going with who? Cincinnati?
Iowa.
You going to Iowa. And, I got to go with Admiral Schofield for Tennessee. I don't even need to talk about that. Him and Grant Williams, they're going to go fire, baby. Real fire. North Carolina versus Ionia. I'm going UNC. There's nothing to talk about there. Utah State versus Washington.
I'm picking Washington.
I'm going Washington, too. I saw them last night. They looked okay, even though Oregon jumped up and beat them. New Mexico State versus Auburn. What do you think about that?
I'm picking New Mexico State.
I think so, too. I think I'm going with those guys. I think I'm going to go with those guys because I don't really know too much about them, but it's a 5-12. That's all I know. That's all I know is a 5-12. So, all right, let's see. They beat North Dakota State 73-56. They lost to St. Mary's 73-58. That's not a good one there. They lost to Kansas by 3, 63-60. Let's see. They lost to California Baptist 82-76. Who is that? California Baptist, bro? This ain't looking good, man. No way. So in the WAC tournament, they beat Chicago State. How is Chicago State in the Western Athletic Conference? But anyway, conversation for another day. 86-49. Then they beat UTRGV. That is Texas Rio Grande Valley State, 79-72. Then they beat Grand Canyon University, 89-57. I'm going with Auburn, man, because I know they play some comp down there. I don't know who California Baptist is. Them boys must have had a late night partying on that joint. Kansas versus Northeastern. I'm gonna just go with Kansas. I don't think them boys are gonna lose that early. Ohio State versus Iowa State.
I'm gonna pick.
I'm going with Caleb Wesson.
I'm gonna pick Iowa State.
I'm gonna go Ohio State.
Ohio State was an NIT team.
I'm going Ohio State off the strength of Caleb Wesson, 6'8" and 285, strong as a bull. I'm going with him. I know Iowa State kind of came up late in the Big 12 and won the tournament championship, but I'm gonna go with the Wesson boys. Houston versus Georgia State. I'm gonna go with H Town. I gotta go with Houston on that one. And then Walford versus Seton Hall. What do you know about the Hall, man?
I picked Houston over Georgia State, and then we're gonna pick the Pirates because, like, who knows what? I don't even know where Wolford is.
Walford is in Spartanburg, South Carolina. See, my boy didn't even have to leave the city to go to an NCAA school, but he did anyway. That wasn't right. Zion could have been the star of the Wolford Terriers. Instead, he chose to go to Duke. Who would do that, man? That doesn't make any sense. All right. Number 3, UNC beat number 20, Wofford, 78-67. They lost to Oklahoma, 75-64. They lost to Kansas, 72-47. They lost to Mississippi State 98-87. Played really nobody. Samford. So East Tennessee State, they beat them 81-72. And then they played the University of North Carolina, Greensboro Spartans, and they beat them 70-58. And now they're going to play the Hall. And I don't know about the Hall. I'm looking up the Hall right now.
The Hall almost beat Villanova, so I'm going to give it to them.
The Hall lost to Louisville 70-65. Oh, they jumped up and beat on December 8th the Kentucky Wildcats 84-83. How about that? My boy Marcus Howard gave it to them. They lost to them. They lost to Butler. They beat Georgetown by 15. They lost to the Johnnies. They beat Villanova 79-75. Seton Hall they beat Marquette 73-64. And then they lost to Villanova in the tournament.
The Pirates are way better.
You think so?
Way better.
All right, let's go with Seton Hall. Let's go with Seton. Let's go with the Hall. And then Kentucky versus Abilene Christian. We just go ahead and put the Kentucky Wildcats in here. All right. So now we got Taco Fall and the Blue Devils.
I have Duke versus VCU.
Who you got on that
I'm picking Duke.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Duke on that one. I got Mississippi State versus Virginia Tech. Who do you have?
I have Liberty, Virginia Tech, and I'm going to pick VA Tech.
Man, I don't know about Virginia Tech, man. Hold on. I do not know about Virginia Tech at all. Who do they have on their team? I don't know. All right, Virginia Tech, they beat Gardner-Webb. Let's get into into the league play. Georgia Tech, they beat 54-49. Ooh, they lost to Virginia 81-59. They beat Wake Forest. Ooh, 103-82 versus UNC they lost. Louisville, they beat North Carolina State 47-24.
Oh, yeah. You ain't know about that game?
Come on, man. These boys is terrible.
They had 24 points. Yeah, it was really bad.
They lost to Clemson. They beat Georgia Tech. Everybody beats Georgia Tech, it looks like. They lost to Virginia 64-58. They beat Notre Dame. They beat Duke 77-72. That was with Zion, I think, right? 226. Mm-hmm. They lost to Florida State. They lost by 2 points to Florida State in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Let's see, Mississippi State versus Virginia Tech. I'm gonna go with Virginia Tech. I'm gonna give them a chance. I got Maryland versus Yale. I'm going with Maryland on that one.
I'm gonna go. I have Belmont versus Yale. I'm gonna go Belmont.
Ooh, okay. I got Minnesota versus Michigan State.
I have Minnesota Bradley for right now.
Bradley. Oh yeah, Michigan.
It's subject to change, but for right now, I'm gonna pick Minnesota.
I got Michigan State defeating the JV again of the Big Ten. We're gonna take out Minnesota. We're gonna take out Maryland. We're gonna take them boys. We got that matchup coming. I jumped the gun a little bit, but we got that coming next. All right, Gonzaga versus Syracuse.
I got Syracuse.
I'm gonna go with Syracuse. I think they're gonna be able to present
The zone.
The zone's gonna be a problem. Marquette versus FSU.
I have Murray State FSU, and I'm picking Florida State.
I'm going with my boy. I'm going Marquette, man. I think D Wade is gonna be in the building. Him and Travis Diener. You don't remember that boy, Travis Diener and D Wade? They gonna do it. I got Marquette, Syracuse. Texas Tech versus Arizona State. Who you got there?
I actually have Buffalo, Texas Tech. I'm gonna pick Buffalo.
I'm gonna go with the Red Raiders on this one. The Texas Tech Red Raiders. And then I got Nevada versus Michigan. I'm going Michigan.
I pick Michigan.
I'm going Michigan on that one. Now I got Virginia versus Oklahoma. Oh, I really want to go Oklahoma here. What do you think?
I picked Ole Miss, and I'm gonna pick Virginia.
All right. Hopefully, Virginia can stay locked in, man. That's going kind of far for Virginia. All right. I got Oregon versus UC Irvine. Who do you have?
I have Oregon versus Kansas, and I picked Oregon.
I'm gonna go with Oregon. For some reason, I'm not believing this one, but I'm gonna pick Oregon on that one. I got St. Mary's Purdue. Who do you have?
I have St. Mary's Purdue, and I'm gonna pick Purdue.
Ooh, Purdue versus St. Mary's. The third ranked Purdue Boilermakers. Carson Edwards. You think he can do it over St. Mary's? Hold on. I gotta check out St. Mary's. Hold on. I gotta see what St. Mary's is looking like. All I remember is that the Gales beat Gonzaga. So they got rolled by Gonzaga on February the 9th, 94-46. Oh my God, their schedule's terrible, man. These boys. McNeese State, 87-65. Joe Dumars. They lost to Harvard, 74-68. They lost to Utah State, 80-63. Oh, man, that's not good basketball. Western Kentucky got them, 71-68. San Francisco, Bill Russell, 76-72. They let BYU get them. They let Pepperdine get them, 84-77. Oh, man, they beat Pepperdine in the second go-around, man. So then they played Gonzaga, got rolled by Gonzaga, 69-55 in the last game of the season. Then they beat San Diego, 69-62, and then they played Gonzaga. They only played 2 games in their little wacky little tournament, and they beat them 60-47 after they got rolled 69-55, 94-46, and yeah, man, I'm not a believer, man. I'm going Purdue. I'm not a believer. They got lucky, man. Matter of fact,
I'm gonna go back and pick Villanova.
Yeah, I'm going back with Villanova, man. These boys, sorry, man. V-Nova, man. I'm going V-Nova. They ain't losing to these bums. All right, I got Iowa versus Tennessee. I got Tennessee, man. I like
I
them
have
boys.
Iowa, Tennessee. I'm gonna pick Tennessee.
And then I got North Carolina versus Washington. I'm going UNC on that one.
I have UNC, Washington. I'm gonna pick All right, I'm gonna pick UNC.
Then I got Auburn, Kansas. Do they still have Akabuke there in Kansas?
Yeah, if that's a bouquet.
Yeah.
I actually picked New Mexico State versus Northeastern.
Ooh.
I'm gonna pick Northeastern.
I like Udoka Azubuike. Yeah, man. I like that guy. I'm going with Kansas on this one, man. They ain't letting my boy Silvio play though. That's kind of messed up, man. It's because somebody else took a couple $100. Silvio can't play.
Iowa State versus Houston. I pick Iowa State.
I'm going Ohio State over Houston. I'm going Ohio State. I'm going with the Wesson boys. Caleb Wesson and his brother. Then I got Kentucky versus the Hall. I'm going Kentucky.
I'm going Kentucky.
Yeah, I think Kentucky got too much talent. I think it's going to fade out, but they got too much. Duke versus Virginia Tech for me.
I have Duke.
Got Duke with Zion. Then I got Maryland, Michigan State.
I have Belmont, Minnesota. I'm picking Belmont.
I got Syracuse versus Marquette. Can't play that zone against Marcus Howard, baby.
I'm going to pick Florida State.
I'm going Marquette on that one. Texas Tech versus Michigan.
I got Buffalo, Michigan, and I'm picking Michigan.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Michigan. They got a good team. Then I got Virginia, Oregon.
I got Virginia, Oregon. I'm picking Oregon.
Yeah, I don't even know who's on.
Time to come to an end for Virginia.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And then I got Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield versus Purdue.
I got Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going to take 10. I like them boys. They're consistent. I got UNC, Kansas. I'm going UNC.
I got North Carolina, Northeastern. I'm going to pick North Carolina.
And I got Ohio State versus Kentucky.
I have Iowa State, Kentucky, and I'm picking Iowa State.
Ooh, I'm going. Let me see. Ohio State they're good. They were ranked really high at one time.
Ohio State was low. The 20s at one point.
But they're a good basketball team. Let's see. Let's see here. When they get into the league, so they lost to Syracuse. That wasn't good. They beat Minnesota. They beat UCLA. They rolled them up. They lost to Michigan State. They lost to Iowa. Lost to Maryland. Lost to Purdue. Lost to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Penn State. They got rolled up by Michigan State again. They lost to Maryland. They beat Iowa. They lost to Purdue. They lost to Wisconsin. They beat Indiana. They lost to Michigan State in the tournament. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go with Kentucky on this one.
Mm-hmm. I pick Iowa State.
Then I got Duke versus the Spartans.
I have Duke, Belmont. I'm picking Duke, obviously, because Belmont's not going to do it.
I'm going Michigan State over Duke, baby. We got the size and power this year, baby. You could tell Zion to go back to Spartanburg, South Carolina, and get ready for the draft, baby, because we sending them home early, baby. Root. Then I got Marquette versus Michigan. Ooh.
I got Florida State, Michigan. I got Michigan.
I got Michigan State in the Final Four. Ooh, daddy. So they played the way I got my bracket set up. They got Bradley. Then they got Minnesota. Then they got Maryland. All Big Ten schools. Then Duke. Then Michigan. Big Ten school. Now I got Oregon versus Tennessee. I got Admiral Schofield in the Final Four. I got Kentucky versus UNC.
I have Oregon playing Tennessee, and I have Tennessee beating Oregon, and I have North Carolina playing Iowa State and North Carolina being in the final.
So you got UNC.
So now I've got Duke versus Michigan on the left side, and I have Duke winning that. And on the right side, I got Tennessee, North Carolina. I have Tennessee winning.
That's a good one. I agree with that. I got Michigan State for the fourth time this year. For all the marbles, baby. For the fourth time this year. And guess what? We gonna roll them boys again. We gonna get them. Get them. MSU over Michigan for a trip to the finals in Minneapolis, Minnesota versus the Rocky Top, Tennessee and Admiral Schofield.
That's who I got. So I have a Duke Tennessee final, and for my national champion, I do have the one, the only, Zion Williamson.
I got Michigan State versus Tennessee. And you know what I'm going to do? Just to say I did it.
Oh, boy.
I hate to put the Spartans all the way. I hate to do it. Because I don't want that not to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But if they got to play Tennessee, baby,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Tennessee. I'm going to go with Tennessee, man. Even though I don't want that to happen. I got Tennessee as my national champ over Michigan State in Minneapolis, even though I think in my heart, if Michigan State made it to Minneapolis, that's Big Ten country, baby. I think that the Spartans would pack the dome. I might even make an appearance. If Michigan State makes it to now, Michigan State is supposed, if they make it to the Sweet 16, then that is played in the Capital One Center in Washington, D.C., where I will be making an appearance that night, signing autographs for anybody that's listening to this. I will be in attendance, baby, to see the Spartans from East Lansing, Michigan, take on, who would it be? Maryland. You should want Maryland to be in there, man. They be playing at home.
Nope, they're not going to do it.
Ah, man. All right, man. Well, it's been real. We'll see what happens on Wednesday and Thursday. So the first game is the 19th, and then the second. So it actually starts on Tuesday. Tune in to see North Carolina Central versus North Dakota State, and Fairleigh Dickinson versus Prairie View on Tuesday. Wednesday is Belmont Temple, Arizona State, St. John. So we got action starting on Tuesday. We'll get you another podcast on I would say Sunday after. Well, it won't be Sunday. It'll be Friday night after the first games have gone on before the Saturday and Sunday games. So we'll be we're recording this one now on March 17th. After the bracket has been out. So we'll try to do another recording and hopefully a posting by Friday so that we can get you ready for the round, the Sweet 16, which begins on for a chance to go to Sweet 16 Saturday and Sunday. So with that, you got anything else?
Nope.
All right. Heard it here first. Talk to you.